What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Just going to be going over the Razzlevarg fusion, where I'm currently sitting, and what you guys should be progressing on and focusing on for the Razzlevarg fusion if you guys are going for it. And then a little bit on champions that I'm trying to upgrade and focus on next for future live arena content, and then kind of where I'm at in my missions as well. So let's get into it. All right, so first off, Razzlevarg. Right now, I'm doing fairly well in my opinion. I've got 3 of the Duchesses built out. I only need 1 more Margrave, and focusing on that right now based on the tournaments. So tournaments, we've got Spider going on. So I just need to finish Spider tournament, and I'm good to go. And then I'm all set. And then I'm probably gonna push and get this 4-star chicken as well. Classic Arena tournament. Again, I always stress this every single time during my fusion videos. Classic Arena should be extremely easy for anybody out there. There should be no reason why you can't max out this reward. Then there's going to be Champion Training. So Champion Training, I am going to try to finish this, actually. I finished the entire thing pretty much, but I need, what, 2,000 more points? I'm at 12,918, and we need 14,750. So yeah, I need about close to 2,000 more points. I can get an Immortal Soulstone and a Legendary Skill Tome, which is pretty sweet because Clan vs. Clan is coming up tomorrow. So, and then we got Dungeon Divers event starting tomorrow. That's probably, in my opinion, one of the harder events to complete Dungeon Divers because you get so little points rewarded based on the artifacts and accessories that you're collecting from dungeons. So that's kind of annoying. I personally opt out of the Dungeon Divers if I pull, for example, the Epic. So like during the first initial summon rush, I ended up getting the Fusion Epic. So that's because I pulled, I think, 8 Sacred Shards, something like that. Got the Fusion Epic, and then I was able to skip out on 3 of the events and or tournaments. So that was pretty cool. You could skip up to 4 though, because you don't have to get 4 of the rares. So that's pretty awesome. Now, obviously not everybody can do that, so that makes it more challenging for you. If you're early game or mid game or just free to play in general, it can be a lot more challenging. I myself am also free to play. I spent 1,700 gems so far just on this fusion, and I usually go into a lot of my fusions with very little resources. I don't suggest you do the same. I do suggest if you're going to try to push for this and you just don't get the gems and resources saved up, that you have to save up your resources first. So save tons of resources, save a ton of energy. And I know that's wicked challenging for me. I love to just spend my resources. I splurge all of it away. I barely ever end up having a ton of resources. So what I'll tend to do is I save up a couple weeks at a time for the fusions. And then I'll have maybe like 6 to 12 million silver. I'll have about 2,000 or more gems, and then I'll have at least about 400 to 600 energy going in. Sometimes I have less, sometimes I have more. It just depends. Now, if you can save a ton of energy right here, continue to save, like you get the daily rewards. I think every other day you get energy. You can go ahead and save it in here. You also get energy from like quests where you can save it from here as well. If you're coming close to the fusion, you can just save it and don't click off on it, but I tend to click off on it, right? And then monthly rewards here, you could get your sacreds, you get your voids, but of course it costs a lot of grinding, right? So if you're not the type of person that likes to grind your dailies and grind your advanced quests for additional rewards, then it's just going to take you that much longer to save up resources to progress your account, because same thing goes with like champion training events. You need to save as many chickens as you can, whether it be from Doom Tower, whether it be from quests, whether it be from your clan shop, whether it be from your bazaar, right? You've got the bazaar as well where you can purchase chickens. I don't condone purchasing the chickens, but some people do this. If you're late game, you really don't need to get the rank 3 chickens, but you can. Like if I wanted to, I could buy these chickens. I don't personally buy them. I personally opt to go for like the void shards and all the other cool stuff. Again, you can get rank 4 chickens here too. If you farm a lot in the tag team arena, and then of course it's easier for you to scoop up pretty much anything with no problem. But again, I personally don't do the chickens in the bazaar, but I could. The next thing, of course, Doom Tower is going to be resetting in a day and 8 hours, so get ready for that. Be mindful for that. Hopefully you were able to farm hard Doom Tower. If not, farm as high up as possible on normal Doom Tower to collect as many of these fragments for the forge. So don't remember to forget about that. Make sure you're focusing on other things as well. Faction wars, you know, focus on your faction wars. Don't collect these yet either, by the way, until CVC tomorrow. So I'm not going to go in and put some battles in on stage 21 or 20 until tomorrow's CVC. You get I think it's 2,000 points, unless they reduce the amount. It might be 1,000 points now, but I could have sworn it was 2,000 points for stage 21. I could be wrong. It could be lower. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But the highest stage you farm, the more points you get for CVC. So I don't recommend doing these faction war stages until CVC start time. So that's in 20 hours that it's over. But of course, CVC is going to start in 6 hours. So that's not a big deal. And then other things you could do is, if you need to during CVC, you could end up pulling, you know, all of these resilience sets, all this perception. Usually I save every 2 weeks about between 1,200 and 2,000 of the purple here, the bloodstone materials. And then I always have tons of legendary. Honestly, you don't get nearly as much of the purple material as compared to the legendary material, where at this point I'm almost maxed out. You can get up to 9,999 slots or 10,000 slots here, and then it just stops counting. So I don't know if it could go higher than that. At least this only goes to 10,000 or 9,999 for these Magisteals. I'm not sure if these can go past 10,000 either, but I haven't seen it. This one's at 7,811, so we're getting close on the perception ones. But yeah, also I was farming a lot of Fatal set and also Untouchable for Scarab. And I want to upgrade my Untouchable set. You know, for example, I have a champion here in Elva, Autumnborn, which I put my best Untouchable set on her. She's at 280 speed, 62,000 HP, 3,300 defense, almost 400 resistance. Of course, I'd love that to be a lot higher. I'm willing to sacrifice like 20 speed to put a different set on her. Like maybe, for example, I could put resistance. You know, I'm willing to sacrifice some speed just as long as there's good resistance gear, because I want her to be at least 500 or 600 resistance. But, of course, I can do the masteries, but that's going to take a little bit. But that's kind of where I'm at there. Kind of where I'm at with the fusion. And in terms of, you know, going forward, I need to focus a little bit more on CVC. So the champions I'm trying to build, I mean, right now I just don't have meta champions. So that's been a little bit of an issue. I think I need to utilize my stone skin a lot more. You know, there's a lot of stone skin meta going on with polymorph all over the place. Kind of irritating to me. I don't know about how you guys think about stone skin with polymorph, but it's honestly super annoying and toxic to me. I don't really like it. I don't like that they did that. But what can you do? There's no change coming anytime soon. I need better stone skin. I don't have great stone skin gear. And like, this piece is not that great. Honestly, these pieces are kind of crap. But basically, I need to get more damage stone skin gear so I can put on my damage dealers. I need to get faster stone skin gear, which I just don't seem to be getting lucky with speed stone skin. There's just really none. I'm not landing on speed. Only one roll on speed pretty much every time, which is not that great. And then I've been focusing on upgrading my Nishack. Recently, I got his accuracy to 568. He's also a little bit faster now at 220 speed, so he can hopefully take a turn before the enemy goes. 5,100 attack, almost 5,200. The masteries, here are my masteries on Nishack. I do have him in counterattack masteries. And then I do have him, do I have him fully booked? I need one more book on this one so he gets a 50% chance to land the bombs on the A1. But the A2 and 3 are fully booked. Now I do have him in Brimstone. And I like that he's in Brimstone because he gets more HP and more accuracy, plus 10% more, or 10 plus more speed, if I can get him maxed out at 6 stars. So I've been focusing on my Nishack because he's so powerful, like so powerful in live arena. I love this guy. He's insane. And I'm just going to keep on focusing on him. I have been also focusing on my Foley, but I haven't been getting lucky with my Ascensions. So HP flat stat, attack flat stat, speed. I mean, this one's okay, but I would prefer attack percent. That's kind of what I'm going for. I'm looking for attack flat stat or attack percent preferably. And I just haven't been getting super lucky. And then I've been focusing on my other Duchess. This is my first Duchess. She has about 600 resistance, 60,000 HP, 4,500 defense, 222 speed. She's a little bit slow, personally. I might consider changing out her immortal set. So I got a quad roll on this bad boy. It's a really good piece here. And then I got double speed. So I might consider putting her in speed instead of having her with the immortal set. But I do like to use her in PvE as well. What do you guys think? Should I make her more speedy? Or should I keep her in what I'm in? I'm not really sure there, especially when it comes to PvP. I think she needs to be a little bit faster for this build because she is already taking damage reduction. She's just getting that additional heal. Plus, I did put her in the masteries for healing, the shadow heal. So it does help sometimes. It's pretty clutch. But I'm not sure what I want to do with her yet. And then my second Duchess, I do need to... Oh, I did do her masteries. Okay, that's cool. I do need to book her out, though, because this revive on a 6-turn cooldown is just too long right now. So I need to book her out. I might max her out during CVC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 8 books, and I'm pretty sure I have 8 books. I have 8 books exactly. So I could max her out this CVC. So I have 2 Duchess fully maxed out. And then I'm just going to focus on their gear over time. Another thing I was thinking of is potentially... I don't know how many people would consider doing this, but I was thinking of making like a sneaky damage dealer ultimate Death Knight. Because it's okay if he's as slow as possible. Mine's only 53,000 HP, 5,300 defense. He's a little bit too fast at 146 speed with my stone skin, 372 resistance. I actually want his resistance a little bit higher and him to be a little bit slower. My issue is I have double speed rolls on some of these, which I don't want. And then there's a single speed as well, which again, I don't want speed, so I never glyph them. However, I'm going to have to re-gear him at some point. But does anybody do a sneaky damage build for Ultimate Death Knight? Let me know in the comments down below. I also need to re-gear my Mighty Uko. I'd like to re-gear him instead of the 1-turn stone skin, which pretty decent stats, 467 on the accuracy, 248 speed for a 1-turn cooldown on the stone skin, which is not terrible. But I'm going to try to utilize him in a stun set instead, because the stun set is just going to allow me to potentially stop the enemy team from taking a turn, especially if he can actually take a turn. So if I build him faster, like maybe like 260, 270 speed in a stun set, I think he might be a little bit stronger. But then again, some people might say otherwise, but I think the stun set is probably the best way to go, or a provoke set even. Provoke set could potentially work too, but I just like the stun set better. Basilis Aroneous, I mean, he's been in this build for forever. 271 speed, 437 accuracy. I utilize him sometimes in live arena, but not all the time. He's also not fully booked. I just didn't fully book his A1 or his A2, which does good damage, by the way. Takes out Rhodos, no problem. And then I do want to focus on my Drexstar a little bit. I kind of need to start upgrading him for PvE more so. He's not really a damage dealer. He's just there to help solo content, or duo content rather. And then I do have my Rosin, but he's in a clan boss build. Like, I could utilize him as a damage dealer, but 5,200 defense, it just doesn't seem like enough. Plus, he's not in Savage, so that doesn't really help me. And then I do have other champs that I'm thinking of building. So yeah, I have a ton of champions to work on, basically. But that's pretty much it right now. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm trying to progress a little bit further in live arena, but I'm trying to figure out which champs based on my roster I can utilize. Let me show my roster one more time to you guys. Let's do this so you guys can see. Yeah, so out of all these champions, anyone you consider me to add into the mix, like Molly Tankard obviously is going to be difficult, but I do have a ton of rank 6 level 60 champions for epics, And then I've got a ton of legendaries here as well. So I've been playing for years, still got so many champions that I can upgrade. I just don't seem to have like super meta other than like Duchess, right? Foley's pretty good, and Uko and Arbiter. Mithrala is good as well, but I don't have like Baron, I don't have Warlord, I don't have Yumeko, I don't have Mortu I don't have Taras, I don't have Marichka. All those crazy meta champions, I don't have them. But I also don't have Lady Kimmy on this account. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on a video soon. Peace.